Okay, so here's a quick guide on how to draw eyes, because that'll help you out starting to draw different colors and glow effects that I do, I guess. So, number one rule, this is what you always need to remember, even if you take away nothing else from this lesson. You cannot have any glowing effects without darkness. Light only shines in darkness. So, you have to set up your shadows before you can see any lighting. Now, I'm starting out with a highly saturated color, but I'm going to get my reference. Don't judge my setup. It's tedious, but don't judge it. Get my reference. I'm using a highly saturated color. So if you look at the color wheel, that's the right top end of the triangle. That's where all your saturated colors are. That's where you get the glow. Then you go to a dark color. That's the top part of the triangle for your color wheel. I don't know why it's a wheel if it's a triangle, but first I am surrounding the highly saturated color with my line work. Just kind of getting an angle, adding the pupil, doing all that nonsense, the important nonsense, but... And for slightly closed eyes, I use more of a triangular shape. It looks more focused and interesting. Depending on the angle, of course. Now I'm doing a blur. I'm blurring the colors together. The dark color with the highly saturated color. Kind of all merged together as this hazy look. And here's the fun part. Okay, I go over with the same color, and now it shines. So that's the basic principle. You pick what color you want to glow. You pick a really dark color, and you kind of blend them together, and yeah. It's all about contrast. Glow effects only come to be if there's high contrast. I am figuring out if the eyes look right. If they're like connected, you know, the drawing the other eye curse. They have to both be looking exactly the same direction and all of that. So I try out a bunch of different transformations and stuff to do stuff. I probably spend like 5 whole minutes on this. I don't know how to fast forward. Now we are again filling in the white space, making sure it's even. Making sure everything is together. Oh, and it's my favorite game. What layer did I put that on? Found it. Now, of course, I'm refining the line art. Gonna make the shape very shape. And finds the layer again. So on this layer, I am just getting the eyelashes, the shape of the eye, and all that fun stuff. K is an unnecessary letter of the alphabet. I don't know why we have it. Was C never enough? I don't know, actually, K looks cooler than C. Yes? Like I was saying, I don't think C should exist. Either K or C need to be deleted from the alphabet. They serve the same function. Why do we need them? Anyway, I'm adding super cool edgy eyelashes too, because I'm super cool. My friend showed me how to do the bottom eyelashes. Makes it look really cool and edgy. W should really be double V. You know? And the bottom eyelashes look very cool. And none of them look alike. So then we get to use one of my favorite tools, the liquefy tool, where I get to pretend I did it right the first time. You get to really play around with the shape. You use this thingamabob to kind of push all the lines. But don't worry, it doesn't blur the lines like with transform tools. It actually just moves them. Like a liquid. And now that entire pupil that was achieved with 2 colors even though it looks like 3 colors. Gotta fill in that space again. And add some shadows to really make it pop. See, it gives it more dimension. It makes it look cool. More glow. The darker the shadows, the brighter the glow. And then of course I'm going to blur it because I love the blur tool. A blur tool hides so many mistakes. And now we're going to add some pink. Because we need pink. We need a nice highlight color. It's high contrast. You have 2 very different high saturation colors. So I'm going over this with like a semi-opaque brush. And we're just getting the overall shape. I quiver to think how long it takes to apply that kind of makeup. How long does it take to apply that kind of makeup? Anybody in the comments sections apply that much makeup? I've never worn makeup. I should probably try at some point. Especially for cosplay. I don't know. It might be itchy, yuck texture. Anyway, blur tool again. Then we're going over it with the exact same color. With like increased opacity. Blurring it again. Then I locked this layer so that I can only brush, like paint over what I've already got there on the layer. So then I can just paint the color over it. So I changed it to a dark pink, but it looks wrong. And we erase. Whoops, wrong layer. And we erase. Play with layer effects because I love playing with layer effects. That looks horrible. Duplicate. See if that'll make the layer effect better. It didn't really. That looks bad. decided the mascara needed to be under the rest of the eye layers. Changed my mind again. That looks horrible. Now it isn't the correct layer hierarchy. Going over it with like a black brush to kind of get the same contrast effect I had with the eyes. Kind of blur the pink and the black together. I look sleep deprived. Maybe I should have stuck with that one. No. Kind of looks wrong. Add some blackness. Re-accentuate the pupils. Kind of blur it. Covers up a variety of mistakes. Yeah, that looks bad. I'm bald. Look at my beautiful bald head. White is an amazing highlight color. People do say like avoid solid white, but you don't. You just need to use it tastefully. It is really, really just for high contrast. So in this case, it's really accentuating either places I've already had some highlights or completely new places that need very strong, bright highlights. Does not work if the rest of the area isn't already a little bit darker. But white works on other high saturated colors the way other high saturated colors don't work together well, so add a little more darkness here so it kind of glows a bit more, you know? What was I doing here? Just realized that was on the wrong layer. Pupil is not aligned because the right pupil is much bigger than the left pupil, which I mean it's closer, but it still looks wrong. Wrong layer. Moving the highlights a little bit to match how I moved the eyes or the pupil. Oh yeah, I'm experimenting again. Trying to see if that worked better. It didn't. Back with white. See, it kind of gives you like this... I don't know what that style's called. It's kind of a retro holograph, cluttercore. I don't know, but it really pops. It's fun. So if you pair black and white together with your line work, it has this nice effect. It makes it look kind of wet and shiny. Of course, I'm regularly backing out to see if it looks good at a distance, because things can look very nice up close and big picture looks bad. So, yeah. Should have put that on a different layer. And I'm seeing if like widening the sphere of mascara makes the eye look better. How long did I persist in this madness? Ugh, that looks hideous. Good takeaway, experiment a lot. Don't be afraid to play with things. The undo button is right there, so I mean, how bad could it be? Pretty bad sometimes. Pretty bad. But as long as you like save your layers, like duplicate your layers before you do something experimental, or do it on a different layer, you can see I have a reasonable amount of layers. Such a reasonable amount, I often lose how many or where my layer is, but we don't talk about that. Just give it up already. Oh, thank goodness. We're going back down to a reasonable size of highlights, because the experiment did not work. Again, this is a highly saturated color. It's also very high contrast to the green color. So play with your saturations. Like, if you're shading something and you want it to really pop, don't just go for like a darker version of that color. You can also scooch a little to the left, do like a similar color, just a shade brighter or darker or tinted in a different way, because that's fun. But I'm just using pink and green, very high contrast. Oh, right. That's all.